Most Americans are under the impression that their country has the best of everything. But did you know that the U.S. passport ranks relatively low compared to other countries? In this video, you are going to discover that the U.S. passport is not as good as it sounds. At Creimerman, we offer holistic legal strategies to successful entrepreneurs and investors to reduce their tax bill, grow wealth overseas, and become global citizens. Today, we are going to tell you the main reason why the U.S. passport has lost its power over the years. But do not worry, we are going to tell you about passports that will give you the same privileges. Why a U.S. passport may not be the best choice. The main disadvantage of a U.S. passport is taxation. International tax liability is one of the main drawbacks of the U.S. passport. It is the only country, apart from Eritrea, that taxes its citizens regardless of where they live. Citizens of Canada, Denmark, Malta, etc. can move abroad, retain their citizenship, and not have to pay taxes to their country of origin. However, if a U.S. citizen becomes a tax resident of another country, they are still subject to U.S. taxes. This can potentially cost you thousands of dollars a year in taxes. It is especially bad when you realize that there are so many options that are just as good as a U.S. passport, if not better. If you are interested in getting information about citizenship by investment, we recommend you also to watch this video. U.S. passports offer less travel than other passports. Citizens have the right to live in the U.S., but nothing more. Compare this to an EU passport, where citizens have the right to live in any of the 27 nations. In addition to this, a U.S. passport is not as comprehensive as others. The U.S. passport allows visa-free travel to 186 countries. This may seem amazing, but it is not good for such a prominent passport. In comparison, several countries offer even more options than a U.S. passport. A German passport offers visa-free travel to 190 countries. Singapore offers visa-free travel to 192 countries, and they have a much better and fairer tax code than the U.S. This is not to say that visa-free travel to over 100 countries with a U.S. passport is not good. It is just not unique. Dozens of countries around the world offer the same benefits. If you like our content, subscribe to our channel to be aware of more videos like this one so you can become a part of our community. It would be a big help for us and a small effort for you. Best alternatives to a U.S. passport. Some of the best alternatives to a U.S. passport are EU countries such as Ireland, Malta, and Portugal. You may want a passport that allows you to travel, study, invest, and live within or outside the country's borders. An EU passport gives you more freedom to travel and the ability to live and work anywhere in Europe. Some EU countries have high taxes, but others have low taxes or special tax regimes that you can use to legally reduce your tax burden. Which passport you choose depends on what you are looking for. For example, another advantage of EU citizenship is that it offers a number of excellent social benefits. You may prefer to keep your private health insurance, for example, or you may find that the public services in your new European home are better to what you received privately in the US and opt to use the public services instead. Malta. There are a few tax-friendly countries in the EU. The small island nation of Malta tops the list for many reasons. For those looking for low taxes and freedom of movement across Europe and the world, Malta's is the best option, but it comes at a very high price. For almost $1 million, an investor and his entire family can become Maltese citizens in just over a year, with a 2-week trip to Malta to complete the process. The family can then use that passport later as a backup plan or move to Europe immediately. As you can see, Malta's best citizenship programs come with a hefty price tag. However, the benefits can far outweigh the costs, especially when you consider how much you can save in taxes each year. If you want the best option for you and your family, Malta is an excellent choice. The Caribbean. $1 million investment for citizenship may not be for everyone, but you can still get a Caribbean passport that approaches the level of a U.S. passport. Several Caribbean island nations have little or no taxes and an affordable citizenship program. Island nations like Antigua, Dominica, and the Bahamas. Each of these countries offers foreigners the opportunity to invest and live in tranquil islands away from the intense political climate of the United States. Antigua offers several citizenship by investment options that open the door to the island's culture and favorable taxes. Investing in property, local businesses, the country's university fund, or donating to a public project allows investors to become citizens. In Antigua, you can expect to invest between US $130,000 and US $400,000, depending on the program you choose. One of the main benefits of Antigua citizenship is that the program extends up to 4 family members for the same price. This means that if you have a spouse and children, you can obtain citizenship in Antigua at no additional cost. Similarly, Dominica and the Bahamas offer citizenship by investment programs that provide an easy path to citizenship. The exact price of each program varies depending on the island nation you choose. There are many ways to become a citizen, but if you are concerned that your passport is not at the top of the list, citizenship by investment can help you get there in a matter of months. So, if you would like to talk through your options and gain a better understanding with regards to citizenship by investment, get in touch. In the description below, you will find a link where you can book a call with us. Just schedule the day and time you want or leave us a comment.